Good morning, nerds, and I hope you're ready for a little Dungeons and Dragons at the crack of dawn. As we embark on a nightly quest at the break of day, I just wanted to squeeze in a quick thank you before we begin. This is the audio only version of a long distance tabletop RPG session streamed live on Twitch every Monday morning. So without further delay, let's get into today's session.
Good morning, nerds, and welcome back to another episode of Tethered by the Table. My name is Nathan, and I'm 3 months into my 2-week Minecraft bender.
Guys, I'm Megan. I was not ready for Nathan to start this stream. But but here I am. I passed nursing school, just wanted you guys to let you know. But I'd rather be here. And yeah, I'll end it at that.
Perfect.
That's my intro.
Your intro is I finished school, but I'd rather be Dungeons and Dragons. I love it. And if anyone happens to be proud of Megan, which I know we all are, definitely drop a letter in the comments. Say something nice. Say something nice because she worked really, really hard for it. But if the coffee hasn't hit yet and you fall back asleep, or you just can't stand to look at us, don't worry. The recording of this session, as well as an audio-only version, will be posted on our YouTube channel the following Friday. And you can also find our channel by searching Tethered by the Table on YouTube or following the link in our bios. And if short-form content is more your style, you can search Tethered by the Table on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for periodic snippets of our shenanigans. So, Megan, it's been an extra week because it was my fault that we didn't do a session last week. But do you happen to remember where we are at all in this situation?
I rolled out of bed and really tried to remember. Usually I'm super good at it. Okay, but let me think. Okay,
I
so
feel so guilty.
I could have easily looked at our other stream to figure this out.
It actually is so
okay.
nice that they're recorded because I was like, oh shoot, do I have a name for that guy? Go back
Yeah.
to the freaking into the streams and start listening. Turns out I did not have a name for the guy, so that sucks, but
Okay, so I believe we got back to Cyanidel. We delivered the Whispering Stone to Leith. He obviously is exhausted, but he's regaining his strength, so he doesn't have to mutter the spell anymore. I went to the bar, and then at the bar, I bumped into Arashriel. Kind of rude. Yeah, no wonder her name's Arashriel. We played a drinking game. That was kind of fun. Arashriel basically, she said, "Hey, look, once Emerald steps down, we're gonna kill him. Because Emerald Radikai is planning on stepping down once his brother Cab has been, killed. So of course, doing my goodly duties, I told Emerald that. Oh shoot. Oh, I ended up being summoned by Trident, but it wasn't Trident, it was Cab, and so he basically was trying to get me to his side again, and then I was hoping for more time, but I told him no. Thought he'd be okay with it, but he said that he wanted me to deliver myself, Tannic, Gatriar, and Emerald to his feet so he could slaughter us. Kind of rude.
Very rude.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
And then from there, I then forced myself to go. I willed myself to see Trident. She doesn't remember that at all. But she gave me, she allowed me to level up. So I leveled up. So let's see what a level 4 can do against a necromancer. And
every little bit counts. Every little bit counts.
And then Oh, when I came to, there was a big boom.
There was, yes. And alarm bells
Yeah.
were ringing all across the city of Cyanidel.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and
Perfect.
I got a ring. I got a ring that I need to attune to,
Oh,
and
yes, the Ring of the Ram.
then I got some
Super
armor
excited.
that does not fit
That
me,
doesn't fit
and that's it.
Yeah, but you know what? We're here for it, and I think it's pretty comprehensive. I mean, I did watch the I watched the stream last night while I was while I was polishing the session, and so I think I don't think you really missed anything. Um, yeah. So in that case, then we will jump right in, and we're gonna go pretty much at this point. Alarm bells are ringing all across the city and everything, and you're hearing some guards from the very top of some of these like kind of large bell towers because they're banging on these bells, very as if there's an emergency going on. And you hear them say, "Invasion! Invasion! Soldiers to your posts! Civilians to shelter! The Abbot Siop will be barricaded in 10 minutes! Hurry, hurry!" And there's just bells, cacophony. You can start hearing men running and kind of arming themselves as they as shouting begins, and you hear kind of deathly kind of groans and growling, I guess, from undead, and kind of it just sounds like things are pouring into the city, and the people around you are doing their best to combat this. What are you looking to do right now?
Holy hell! I really am getting tired of these undead. Okay,
Only you're a
so
paladin.
right. So I'm in the alley right outside of Gaitriar's secret hideout. So I am going to get up and start running, I believe, towards the center of the area. Right.
What
And-
building are you going to? Are you going to the Abbot Siop?
Oh yes, the Avid see it.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
and then as I'm running, I'm going to look for some stones.
You gotta test out your new little spell here.
I know.
Yes.
I shouldn't have told you, so then you'd be like, "What the heck is she doing
Wait,
with
what is she
stones?"
looking for all these stones for? You got a bag of holding full of nothing but rocks. Yes, so the Abbot Siop is towards the center of the town. You begin to run. You're familiar with how to get there and everything, and so you're gonna run. And I want you to roll an investigation check to see what rocks you found along the way.
Right.
It's never a complete Dungeons and Dragons experience until one of the players starts becoming a rock collector. I found that. I find that the most intricate, or I guess the most involved sessions that I have usually includes one person who's a rock collector.
So
So I think we're
that
on the
was
right track
I got a 7, so that means I found 7 stones, right?
here. Close. As you are running around, there is a lot of energy and a lot of things happening here, to the point where like you're already looking around and there's like smoke billowing from buildings kind of in the distance or anything. There's a lot going on, and in your kind of mad dash back to the Abbot Siop, you find maybe like 3 or 4. Like what rocks are you looking for? Like, do you want them to be like smooth rocks, rough rocks, colored
not
rocks?
Ooh. I'm not trying to skip stones. I'm trying to like go all David and Goliath on this
okay.
biatch. So, but I'm also not picky at the moment. So I'm going for big enough ones that look like it would hurt.
Okay.
But it's because they have to be big enough for me to notice as I'm running. Because I'm not just gonna, wait for a little pebble.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, I get you. And so as you are running, you're able to find about 3 or 4, just kind of almost like pieces of rubble, really, of that rock that are about kind of palm size. That fit nicely in your hand. Is that too large for you? Are you looking for something smaller that you can sling?
No, that's perfect. I should have said I'm looking for big boulders. Boulders to put in, in my bag of
I can
holding.
imagine like the bag of holding just kind of like Kirby's around like certain objects, and so it just like gets large. Yeah, that's gonna hurt me in the long run. I'm going to You're gonna do something with the bag of holding that I'm not going to be prepared for. But yes, you're able to find 3 or 4. I should give you a clear number. You were able to find 4 rocks that fit in your palm. Um, and one of them even kind of looks a little sparkly. It's for fun.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna put all of them in the bag of holding.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was pretty nice. Okay, and I'm gonna. All right. As I'm running, so I'm trying to picture this in my mind. So it seems like the Avid Seop itself is getting attacked, or is the whole of Cyanidel being attacked? Because they said, "Get to your post" at the Avid Seop.
Yes, so I'll clarify. The soldier is saying, "Get to your post. The Avid Seop will be closed, will be barricaded in 10 minutes." And so, to provide extra context, and as you're kind of running and seeing this, the whole kind of inner city, pretty much where the walls have been, are being flooded with undead again. Talk about recurring. This dude just never changes the same stuff over and over again. So boring. But armies of undead are filling the city again, and so the guards are urging more soldiers to their individual posts, like kind of like the defense posts that have been created during the first wave, as well as they're telling civilians that the Avid Seop will be barricaded in 10 minutes, and so it's going to pretty much the Avid Seop is getting turned back into an emergency shelter again, and they're wanting the soldiers to disperse themselves into their normal
Oh.
posts.
Okay, so all the civilians need to get to the Avid Seop as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Or at least that's what you can deduce from the information that you're hearing, kind of on
Okay.
repeat.
So as I'm running towards the center, I'm also wanting to help people. So instead of getting to the center, I think I'm going to try to get to the different. Oh no, I'm trying to remember. The refugee camps, were they all in the Avid Seop?
Not all of them. If you remember, there was
Okay.
3 different refugee camps. One of them
Right.
being in Gaitrard's warehouse, the other one being near Nicholas Jekka's house, and then the Abbot Seat, which was kind of like the main one.
Okay, so we know that nobody's in Gaitriar's.
Yeah, I mean you are standing right outside of it, so yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, and then and Nicholas Jekka is kind of close, right?
It's at this point, if you, I guess I don't really have a map to like show this, but if you're looking at kind of downtown, the refugee camps are kind of in a large triangle, and so you're kind of almost equal distance from either the Abbot Seop or Nicholas Jekka's house. It's not necessarily
Okay.
on the way.
Okay. All right. And that would be using time. Well, but if it's barricade, I could just jump.
I mean, if you can jump, nothing is off limits. You can literally just fly wherever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna run towards the Avid Seop. But I'm trying to look for familiar faces that I know, like Petroka, Nicholas Jekka, that one guy we haven't given a name to.
Oh, no, which one?
And the baker guy.
Yeah, the baker guy.
As well
Yeah.
as like any like children or elderly that like need help getting to the center.
Okay. Yeah, so ultimately, I want you to do... So as you're running to the Abbot Seop, are you trying to just be quick, or are you trying to be stealthy?
How would I be stealthy?
I mean, it's just you're hearing undead swarming the streets. Are you trying to like hide from undead, or are you just trying to straight beeline to the Abbot Seop? I'm just trying to get an idea of...
Oh, okay. I'm doing straight beeline to the Avid Seop.
Perfect. Okay. As you were kind of running around through these city streets, you now and then are kind of seeing like women and children who and like other kind of workers who are kind of pouring out of their houses or respective marketplaces and running kind of in the same direction towards the Abbot Seop. Behind you, you're seeing kind of zombies and skeletons spill out onto the roadway. Ultimately, every kind of building and every bit that the zombies and skeletons are kind of overturning have already been evacuated, and you're kind of just riding the very kind of end of this kind of wave of refugees running towards the Abbot Seop. Every now and then, you're able to help kind of someone who's stumbled or someone who's tripped. You're able to kind of help with a door that might be jammed or anything, and so you're doing help along the way. However, you do run across um, while you're running kind of down this large street, and midway kind of when you're running, a building on the left hand side begins to kind of crumble, and some debris kind of almost like the top portion of the building spills out, and you see almost a man kind of pour out of this crumbling building at the same time, and he's pinned now underneath some rubble around you. And so everyone else is kind of running. This is this whole kind of spill of rubble and this man trapped beneath the building is a little bit more work than you've been doing now. Like, so it's going to take you, what I'm trying to say is it's going to take you longer to help him out. And there are zombies and skeletons kind of traveling down the roadway with you as they are attracted to the sounds of the screams and the shouting from the people you're running after. And so you I mean, do you want to stop and help this dude too, or are you looking to just keep on running?
Yeah, I'm gonna help this dude. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it.
Yes, so he is about partially, like halfway buried beneath some rocks and rubble, just from
Okay.
whatever building that he was in before, and his legs are trapped, but his kind of like upper torso is exposed. And as you run up, he kind of is wincing and trying his best to like move some rocks, and he sees you kind of approach, but also sees in the background the zombie that's going. He goes, no, don't help me, just go.
So I'm going to cover my, like, shut up. Go over his upper half.
Yeah.
So I'm covering his upper half, kind of shielding him, and then I'm going to go up like this and cast Gust of Wind on the boulder.
Oh, okay. Let me try to pull up your character again. Now, what is that? Because that's not an attack. That's just a save, isn't it?
Yes. So it has to succeed a Strength saving throw, or be pushed
Right.
15 feet.
What do rocks? How do rocks roll? Oh, isn't that a question? How do rocks roll? Let's see. I'm just pulling up Gust of Wind just so I can make sure. 60, a line of strong wind, 60 feet, and 10 feet wide. Okay. I mean, ultimately, you clear all the dust off of the pile at first, and kind of some small rocks begin to kind of tumble, but there are some larger, kind of just bigger rocks that aren't necessarily moving, even with your Gust of Wind, and the zombies and skeletons are getting closer.
All right. I'm going to turn and direct the Gust of Wind towards the zombies
Oh, heck yeah.
to push them back.
Okay.
And to make them go slower. Okay. And then
I'm just pulling things up now. I have a feeling in a moment we're gonna need this VTT, so I'm preparing it real quick.
Oh, really? Really?
Just do it.
Okay, then I'm going to run. Okay, so I'm trying to picture. It's his legs. So I'm going to stand in front of, oh no, I'm going to go around. Okay, I'm trying to get behind the boulder. Is that possible? Like that.
Let's see. So yeah, continue explaining what you're looking to do.
Okay, I'm going to go to the side of the boulder. What I'm about to do, I don't want the boulder to hit this man in the face.
Okay. Yes, you could. So, you're able to kind of climb around. So it's kind of almost like a mound. Like he's underneath a mound, so you could kind of get up above the boulder, but you won't necessarily be on like the ground. You'd be kind of up onto the pile
Okay.
of debris, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, I will let you know that when you turn your little gust of wind back to the zombies are immediately taken off their feet by this large gust, and they kind of like tumbleweed back down the street a little bit, and they turn around. They choose not to continue chasing you. It gives you a little more time.
Okay, I'm going to cast Lightning Lure.
Lightning lure, okay.
Let's see. on whatever is pinning this man down. Am I not imagining it right? Is it just one big boulder, or is it just a bunch of rubble?
It's a bunch of rubble, but there's one large boulder that's kind of doing the most trapping it.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move that bad boy.
Okay. All right. I'm pulling up lightning lure again, so I can. I don't know. Does magic stones help you in this situation? I don't know enough about magic stones in order to. Let's see. Okay. And so you're just trying to usually use your lightning lure to like pull the rock kind of up towards you. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. In that case, then, let me see. I'm just trying to see. Do I roll for rocks, or do I just? I'd like to believe that this is stationary. It allows you enough time, especially with no zombies and no kind of other undead chasing you. You're able to really focus and hone in the lightning lure magic, and I guess just for flavor, what does it look like when you're casting this? And I'll let it. It'll happen. Just kind of. I'll let it happen how you want it, because I want to see how it goes out.
Okay. So I'm on top, right? I'm on top of the. You know, not everything has to have a bunch of flavor. Like, it's kind of like, you know, when I'm like casting magic, whenever I cast lightning or any type of magic, same thing. Eyes go super bright blue, and then instead of like wind going through, it's, but I have, well, I guess it stopped. Well, if I cast a cantrip, does that end my concentration of anything else?
I don't know. Actually, hold on, give me a second. Here, I'm Google searching it. Can you cast a cantrip without breaking concentration? Google AI says yes, you can cast cantrips without breaking concentration, as long as the cantrip isn't a concentration spell itself. And so I'm pretty sure it's just you can only concentrate on one spell that requires concentration, but everything else besides that. Cantrips are free spells. They don't use spell slots. I know that, Google AI. You act as if I'm stupid. Okay, all right, we're back.
Okay.
All right. So with the lightning lure, you're just pulling the rock off of him.
Yes, but so gust of wind. There's gust of wind, like just going all over. But now instead, there's also lightning imbued in the wind. So it's like,
and it's like arcing and stuff. Okay, all right, that's very badass, I'd say. And the rock is able to, you kind of, as you begin to pull, the rock kind of shifts just ever so slightly, and you can almost kind of start seeing the rock get pulled towards you. But really, I mean, this lightning lure that you're doing isn't equipped for this type of weight, and so you're pulling as much as you can, and it almost is now becoming like a pull that you have to do kind of with extending past your magic and now is into your physical body as you're kind of pulling this rock back. But it does allow enough for the man below to kind of use his arms to pull himself out of the rock, and eventually you kind of see him get clear of the rubble, and he kind of motions for you to that he's safe, that he's kind of clear, and allows you to, and it just motions that you're able to drop the rock.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down. Can you move? Can you run?
And he kind of looks down, and his feet are, his legs are kind of like badly bruised, like badly crushed, kind of like, not necessarily like they're like crushed flat, but they're scraped, they're bruised and broken. And he kind of looks like, I don't think I'll be able to run very far.
Okay, run as much as you can, and I'll get the rest. I'll put his arm over me, and then we're gonna. And while I'm running, I want the gust of wind to be going behind me.
Ooh.
To like.
You're pretty smart. I freaking love this gust of wind. Okay, all right. So the gust of wind kind of starts blowing behind you, and both you guys' clothes begin to kind of like ripple in the wind. And is it still like lightning wind, or is it just regular wind now?
It's just regular wind now.
Okay, all right. You begin to kind of almost get blown down the street, but you hear the loud, I guess, clicking, maybe? The loud clicking of hooves behind you, and it's gaining very quickly along this alleyway. Now, I mean, do you want to be checking out what the clicking is, or do you just want to run?
I'm turning to our buddy right here, and I'm like, we got this, come on. Like,
Okay. I want you to do an athletics check just to see how fast you're moving with this man whose legs are struggling to work right now.
that is not good. A 7.
7. Okay. I mean, you're able to get some. You're moving. Yeah, and with the wind kind of whooshing behind you, it's definitely helping out. But this man is a very stocky, very wide, kind of large build. You can tell that this man works with a lot of the tools that are around his belt and kind of the clothing that he's wearing. He's a carpenter by trade, and whatever sort of carpentry he does, it's on very large items because this man is stacked. This dude's ripped, and so this man kind of towers over you. And so it's hard for you to really to provide. You're almost like you're being used as his crutch right now because like you're not really able to lift him, but you're just able to kind of be there for him to kind of lean on. But it's definitely slowing you down a little bit, and the clicking of hooves get louder until eventually you see a large figure pull around in the front of you. But it's no figure that you're familiar with. Instead, it's a rotting corpse of a horse and man on top, like a man riding this horse. This skeleton. It's both a skeleton riding a skeleton horse. And kind of the skeleton turns to look at you guys and halts you in your path, and he looks and goes, "Oh man, where's my script? Where's my script? I thought I had it on my mind."
They can talk?
I thought. Oh, actually, are you really gonna? I need to check myself. Hold on.
Oh, I wasn't trying to be confrontational. I was just shocked that I was about to hear words come up out of this skeleton man.
Well, I gotta check now. 1 second. I was gonna do this for the flavor, but maybe I need to check. Sure. Where is it? Oh, I can't speak. Oh man. The skeleton pulled around you and everything. I had a cool little. I guess you're actually need to check my stats first. God damn it.
Well, maybe it's like a highly evolved skeleton.
Oh, true.
Or maybe the horse is highly evolved.
I was thinking about making the horse. No, it doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter too much because the skeleton kind of looks at you, and as much as a skeleton could look, I mean, he's ready for business. This man just rolled up, and he's not gonna let you guys travel any further. And so, with that, I want you to head to the virtual tabletop where we will just do a little bit of combat just to start the session off. Well, give me just 1 second.
Also, we need to do better, just so you know, for me taking long rests in between streams.
Well, I mean, but you just need to end the streams in in better circumstances, I guess.
Because I can count on one hand the amount of long rests we've done, and I always use my packed spells, always.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll keep that in mind. I do need to work a little better on making sure that you have some long rests. But in the meantime, if you are taking a look at our little thing here. Okay, so I want to start off first. This Rogo guy looks very, very intimidating in this picture. And it's just for the stats. I wish I could kind of change that photo. He doesn't look like that. He doesn't have this wood mask on his face. He's just a regular dude. But for the stats, I had to make him a berserker. So, he's not that scary. He's a regular looking dude.
He looks like what are those little guys from Breath of the Wild or Zelda?
He does. I'm trying to figure what the name is though.
Start with the K.
Oh my goodness.
Koroks?
The Koroks or something? Yeah, Koroks. Korok. Oh, okay. Koroks? Korok.
We're about to be obliterated. And...
You free him
chat
from the
feature.
you free him from the pile, and he goes, and runs away. Okay,
You found
but
me.
delivered me to my friends. Yeah, and then you have to build a whole car, and then it just derails the entire the entire campaign. But I want you to roll for initiative.
All right, it's just me, my dragon, and this crushed dude against a warhorse. That is a dirty 20.
For 20, dang. Okay, and perfect. Okay, so we're gonna start with you at the very top of your round. That way you can use your brand new health bar. Well, I guess with the health bar, with your level up, okay, I guess I should ask this question. How badly do you need a long rest? Are you like out of spells and you're like, there's literally nothing I'm gonna be able to do in this situation?
So, I mean, I have my cantrips, but yeah, I only have 2 pack slots for spells, and I used one last stream, and the gust of wind was my last one. But
In that case, then, if you want, I mean, just you and me, no chat, no anybody else that are watching this. If you want to treat your level up as a long rest, I am okay with that, because you're imbued
that
with
makes
so much more
sense.
energy. I would say the level up would count as a long rest, especially if you were healed all the way. And so I would say do a long rest.
You know, you were gonna have to do a lot of persuasion for me to do that. But
I don't know.
But that makes sense for a
Because this is the moment you turn
leveling
into a
up.
rules lawyer. When I'm trying to give you something.
But yeah, yeah, it makes sense, you know, level up.
I'd say it makes sense.
Yeah, imbued with more power. Hell yeah. Okay. So, so let me get my big guy out. Let's see.
It starts with the overlay. Oh, great. What's happening?
Alright, let's see. It's kind of bigger than that. Let's see.
This is the way I want to show that the skeleton is riding the horse. They're stacked on top of each other.
I like it. Oh gosh. There should be like favorites, you know, like if you do an overlay
Yeah.
a lot,
let's
you should
give
be able
me
to favorite
one
it.
overlay.
Okay, I forgot how to do the. Oh no, but we did it before. We did it. What did we do it? There we go. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was the line. You're doing another gust of wind.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. So this overlay shows the width. That one's the length.
Okay, so you're doing it
See
those
now?
two, like the. Oh shoot! I just realized I didn't change it. I got it already, but here we go. Now there's the virtual tabletop for anyone who's watching. In there, we're all talking about something. Okay, so the two. So you're doing your kind of row as well as the row below you of boxes.
Yes.
Then it goes 60 feet. Okay, perfect. And then I have to make a. Not I. The skeleton and the skeleton horse have to make a strength saving throw. Give me just one moment. We're gonna start off with Mr. Skeleton. Oh, what? Dang. Okay, hold on. I think he was right here. No clue what just happened there. Skeleton, he's gonna make a strength saving throw. It's not gonna look good for him. Oh, actually, it would look good for him. It does a 19. What is your DC? I think he just straight rolled a 19.
Jeez. Okay. Well, he saved, so he's not pushed away.
Perfect. And then the skeleton warhorse rolled a 13.
Okay. Okay. I would love you to explain how the horse failed, but the skeleton did not. So explain that to me. Like, let
Well,
me
I
see
mean,
that here first.
Yes, yes. Okay, give me a second while I kind of calculate some things. So, I mean, it makes complete sense, really. If you think about how the anatomy of a skeleton versus the anatomy of a skeleton warhorse, the skeleton, uh, I don't know, Wait, the warhorse skeleton. So the gust of wind kind of erupts from your person and begins to blow this way. But the skeleton on top leans into the gust and is able to kind of weather it. At least doesn't get himself knocked off the horse, but the horse itself begins to kind of slip and this, almost the horse slips out from underneath the skeleton and they both kind of tumble. And so the skeleton's going to stay kind of put because he just falls off of his horse, but the skeleton horse is going to get pushed. How many feet? 60 feet back?
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay.
60 would be
The
not
horse
moving.
is gone.
Might as well not come back.
Yeah, that's embarrassing, horse. You better stay away. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to. Alright, and for the sake of what I got going on here, I'm going to shift everything. We're just gonna like kind of take a look at it. Does that make sense now?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
how close are we to the gates?
I'd say you're about like 2 streets over.
Oh,
It's in the distance. Or, I mean, it's close. You see it. You see it just there. And it's like it's right there.
okay.
All right. So you've done your action. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
Well, that was just, it was already going. That wasn't, I
True.
could
That is
argue
true.
that wasn't my action.
Oh,
Um,
you're trying to say that it was the continuation of the. That makes
Yes.
sense. If it, imagine that like you're running with like the gust of wind, and this like skeleton horse rolls up and like I'm about to like mess with these people today. Steps in front of you and realizes that there's a freaking strong gust of wind straight in front of you, and just shoom. It's like kind of like when you see the videos of people like
Turn
walking
for it.
into like a high pressure like hose or something, and they get like taken out and cartwheeled somewhere. Yeah, I think that's what happened to the skeleton. Okay.
Okay,
you know what?
so,
Okay, continue.
alright, so since you're allowing me to do that, I am going to.
Whoa, hold on. Wait a second. I didn't say that. I'll let you do it. Okay, so what is going on?
Okay. I'm going to use my action to dash. So I'm gonna grab Drolgo and try to dash towards the center. I'm trying to, in Baldur's Gate when they you just run away when you realize that you're over leveled. I mean
Yeah.
under leveled.
I get you. So you just begin to book it. With Rolgo there, he sees that you kind of are just looking just to hustle out of there, and so he is kind of able to muster this last little bits of adrenaline that keep his feet pumping, and you guys begin to book it. And say, I'm trying to think of, because I mean, you could dash. I'm thinking of dash rules in Baldur's Gate, so I have to make sure that the dash rules in actual Dungeons & Dragons are different.
So my dash speed would be 60 feet. Well, I guess let me see what that would give. I can't.
Equals your speed after flying. Yeah, so it's just the same thing. It just doubles the speed you have. Okay, yeah. In that case, but I'm trying to think of how that equates to you parrying like a 240-pound dude on you. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, you know what? You're strong. You're strong. You know what you're doing, and you have like. I'm trying to just grab you and. No, that's not. You guys begin to book it. I'd say 5. I would say you probably run around here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'd let you go 35, 40, 45. He's still pretty heavy. He's helping you out though, but you're able to kind of at least surpass the amount of regular speed that you would have done. Oh yeah, and you have to move it. I should just move the whole entire. Yeah, you know what you're doing. group those two items together and just start carrying them around them. um, yeah, I mean, you're able to get past those people. The skeleton is going to. Are you keeping the gust of wind there? Or do you want to follow? Are you still trying to like have it kind of right behind your back?
Yeah, I'm pretty because we're going. This way is forward, and that
Yeah,
way
going
is
to the right is forward.
Oh, I could have used my directions. Yeah, so that's going towards my back, towards the undead.
Okay. And so the skeleton is going to is still in the gust, and so if he starts to turn in the gust, he has to do a strength check, doesn't he?
Yes, well, let's see. I think regardless.
A creature that ends its turn in the line must make the same save.
Yeah, so his speed is halved.
Dying. Okay. All right. Well, in that case, then he's gonna move this way. Fine.
Cool.
And then he's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Still not close enough to you to attack. He's outside of the gust, so he doesn't have to make his little turn here. Drogo is going to go here, and you know what? He's also good. I'll have him do his little dash, and you feel him almost kind of like tighten his grip on you and almost like hoist you up, and begins to kind of like do his best to hobble and run. Pretty much, you guys are like seesawing back and forth on who's running, and he's gonna take you and he's gonna get you out of there. You guys book it, and I mean, I'd say you've gotten out of that situation. The warhorse is on the floor, disassembled like a dry bones from Mario, and the skeleton is trying to chase after you, and he just can't catch up. And so, I'd say that's pretty successful. And you guys can make it back to the Avid Sea kind of just in time as they are kind of boarding up the large kind of open archways. They have like large planks of like kind of large walls of wood that they're moving in place and kind of holding against the wall with like magical means. They barricaded this whole Avid Sea. No one's getting in, and there's guards all over the place, kind of doing their best to keep the undead away from where now tons and tons of people are now piled into the Avid Sea. And as you kind of arrive there, Drogo, you get into the Avid Sea and you kind of put Drogo down. And he sits down and goes, "Oh, you're a magic user, huh? You better not be a paladin."
That's don't you dare swear to me like that. No, I wouldn't dream of being a paladin.
And you see him kind of reach into one of his like his apron pockets, and he pulls out a cigar and he goes, "You wouldn't happen to have any fire magic, would you? I could really use a light right now."
You know, I'm really more of a water and ice, lightning type of user. I unfortunately do not have any fire. I got some stones though. You know, we can do a little.
I'm gonna try real quick.
I'm gonna try to pull out those and like.
And you kind of you see like recoil the moment you do it, and he kind of like looks at you with like a little like judging face. He goes, "No, I'll just save it. I'm sure that someone around here has a light. But I really appreciate you taking care of me right there. I mean, I don't know what happened. And that building just kind of came out from underneath me, and I don't know if I would have been here today if you weren't helping me out."
Hey, don't mention it. I'm just glad you're here. Maybe you could find a weather user.
Weather you, a firebender.
Firebender. Maybe you could find yourself a healer. I feel like I gotta go talk to people. You stay safe. I'm gonna leave them.
He nods and is left behind. I'm now asking for lights around the place. Oh, you have anyone here have burning hands? And so and so you leave him. Who are you looking to speak to?
I'm gonna look for Tannic.
Okay. You begin to head kind of into the administration part of the Avid Sea. The guards there, who you expertly went through on the very first episode and made fun of their ability to guard. They recognize you now. You go in and out, and they just kind of. They're embarrassed still to this day, and they don't even look at you as you walk into the door. And you are able to kind of navigate through the hallways until you come across that war room. that originally. Well, hold on, but it's not that big a deal. that
No, I just remembered something. Someone else I should have checked on first. But we'll go to Tannic.
I was like, oh, it's just a war room. There's no war in here. But it's the same room that he took you to before when he was talking to all the counts and countesses earlier before. This time, it's still kind of men are kind of generals and people higher up in the military are piling into this room so they can kind of quickly strategize. And they see you enter, and they're like, "Oh, thank goodness Marlowe's here." But you do not see Tannic around.
Does anyone know where Laeth is?
And they kind of are looking around. Laeth, he's still in the basement. We haven't been able to get to check on him. We're kind of worried about people on the streets, but I'm sure we could send someone down there if you're looking for him.
I'll go down. I'm gonna head and if you see Tannic, let him know I was looking for him. And then I'm gonna leave and go to the basement.
Before you leave, as you're walking out, you hear that one of them say, "Oh no,
I pulled
Tannic's
my
not
ears
here."
Sorry.
Yeah, oh no, Tannic's not here. He's on the front lines. He left this morning.
He left?
Yeah.
He told me this morning he wasn't sure when he was gonna leave. Who else left with him?
Emerald Radikai ordered an immediate assault. In fact, the moment they left the city boundaries, all of a sudden we were over our heels with undead. They left the assault was ordered maybe 15 to 20 minutes ago. And the moment they stepped out of the walls, we were flooded. We haven't been able to get anyone out there.
That makes sense. Cab did warn us that this would happen. Who went with Tannic? Who else was with him?
Just Emerald. And of course every other soldier that are in there.
Emerald went with them? Well, he has bigger balls than I thought. Okay. Well, alright. I'm gonna go check on Laeth real quick. I'm gonna leave.
Okay. And the guards who had seen you like bust into the administration area see you bust back out and head to the basement. And you kind of you head down to the basement of the Abbotsia, where the familiar kind of open storage area place is, and you find Laeth, who is on the ground and not moving. That's at least what you see at that point.
I'm gonna run up to him and check a pulse.
Okay. Do a medicine check. And while you are doing the medicine check, you also notice that some of the whispering stones that were being used by him are like cracked or shattered.
Oh, what the hell? That's a 13.
13. You do feel a pulse, but it is weak.
Weak and thready. Okay.
Whatever that means. Sometimes I'm like, maybe Megan would enjoy if I like infused a whole bunch of like nursing stuff if she was like a medic the entire time. But I'm also like, no, I feel like this is how she escapes being a medic. But if I just started just making everything a quiz for you, this dude has a collapsed lung. Now, what materials do you need in order to save this man who's in the basement? Now continue.
And then our viewers would be like, man, I really don't want that heard of it.
You're in an actual hospital and they're like, wait, are you on Tethered by the Table? I've seen how you fix broken legs. I'm not interested.
Is he breathing? Can I check to see if he's breathing?
Yes, with your pulse check, you find that he has a pulse, it's weak, and his breathing is very shallow.
Okay. I'm going to run back while yelling, do we have a cleric? I need a cleric. Any what are they called? Any healers? I need any healer.
That's called when they heal people. I'm trying to think of a joke of like I'm a doctor of art or something like those type of things. But I can't think of anything.
They're on the plane, and they're like, do we have a doctor? I'm a doctor.
Oh yeah. I'm a doctor of archaeology. I'm a cleric of.
ancient history, ancient
History.
civilization.
I love it. You're able to find some people who are kind of in the refugee camp who have at least some knowledge of medicine and are able to kind of they rush down the basement to see if they can help him out. And you get maybe like 2 or 3 people who are able to who begin to kind of work with Leia just to make sure that he is taken care of, that he is okay.
And I'm gonna be standing around, I'm like, can you just cast a lay of hands on him or something? Can you?
They're like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. No, actually, one man comes down and he has like kind of like big, thick armor. And goes, I can help him. I'm a paladin. And so you got some people who are coming down,
They're daggers.
and they're kind of doing like a mixture of they're pulling out kind of like potions, and they're kind of pouring potions in onto rags, and as they're kind of using it, you can see their hands kind of glowing or pulsating here and there as they're doing their best to kind of like figure out what's going on with Leith. And after a couple of moments, you see his eyes open. He kind of like begins to regain movement, and he kind of his breathing becomes deeper, and he's able to kind of sit up and goes, what happened? All of a sudden the spell pulsated and became too much for me to handle. I don't know. Is the field still up? Is the spell still working?
Leith, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna look towards the broken whisper stones. Like, we got bombarded by the undead. We all had to retreat.
And you see him. This affects him deeply, and he kind of like looks and goes, I thought I could handle it. I prepared myself on whether or not if we saw a surprise wave, I'd be able to handle it. But it looks like I wasn't able to face off this extra defense. And I just, is everyone okay? How many casualties?
That's a great question. I don't know. We just barricaded. It seems like everybody's okay. We don't have a number though. But Emerald is gone. Not dead. Emerald just.
Be careful with the gone word.
Yeah. Emerald and Tannic left. And some of the other soldiers, they left to, I think, to, what's the word? Kill his brother. So.
What's the word? And Leia looks shocked. like Emerald. What's the word? Leia looks shocked and kind of like, they've left? How come they don't want to talk to me? Dying.
I'm so sorry.
You said it just like so quickly, like.
Okay. I was not funny.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he sits there and he's like, I thought they talked to me first before they do anything rash like that. But I guess perhaps they thought I was safe down here.
Yeah, I think Emerald is very much looking for revenge. So I guess he and Tannic left early this morning. I'm assuming he left right after Tannic came and talked to me. But I didn't expect him to leave so soon. Tannic didn't mention anything to you while he was down here?
The last time I saw him was when he came down to talk to you. He didn't say. He really just spoke about how the wall was almost completed. I'd be able to drop the spell in maybe a couple of days, but there was no talk of him leaving so soon. It sounded like he was preparing, but wasn't necessarily ready to make an assault.
Okay. Well, it seems like Cab stayed true to his word and delivered an onslaught like he said he would if anyone were to try to oppose him.
He kind of sits there and Leia kind of his face twists. He goes, when did he warn us? When did he? I don't remember receiving a message.
Did he not? Did he just tell me that?
It was when you were with Trident and he was possessing Trident that he told you.
He didn't tell. It wasn't in the bar when he said, "If anyone dares comes, I will send undead upon undead."
I mean, you made it sound very official, but the only time I remember that information being divulged was when you were speaking with Trident.
Okay. All right.
Not to say it's not not to say it's your fault, because like literally it was seconds between you getting that information and then him delivering on the word, but
That's fair.
I do think that you were the only one that knew of that.
Okay.
He had an onslaught prepared.
Well, sorry, Laith. I thought it was kind of common sense, you know. You send people to.
You guys kind of knew that.
You said you go after a necromancer. He's going to destroy the town. You know, it kind of. But anyway, so Cab did come to me in the form of my patron, and he told me the only way that he would stop attacking the city was if I delivered Panic, Emerald, Atriar, and myself to him so he could slaughter us all.
This information really kind of affects Leia. He kind of thinks and he goes, this necromancer can't be here any longer. This issue is becoming out of hand. This needs to be handled, and I can only hope that Emerald and Tannic are safe on the front lines. But we need to do something about this, and we need to do something about this quickly. And he kind of begins to like rub his wrists and everything, and like his body looks kind of beaten and like some of like the veins that you're seeing on his arms and legs are kind of black and like almost like an electric shock from whatever the spell had done to him. You know, I don't know if I am necessarily in a combat state. But we need to do something. Do you have any sort of? Does anyone have any sort of plan?
I don't. I think we're just trying to survive right now. It came all so quickly. I don't think, and we're without a leader. I do have this not whispering stone. I do have this sending stone that what's his bucket?
You talking about the Sphinx?
Yeah, the Sphinx. What's his
Oh yeah, Cellutar.
I do have this whispering stone. I do have this sending
So many
stone.
stones. Not to mention the
Yes.
stones you have in your pocket. Hopefully you don't mix those up. End up like rocketing your freaking sending
Just
stone
the
somewhere.
sending. And then Cellutar just hears this crunch, like.
Ah, my eye.
I have the sending stone that Cellutar gave me. He told me to keep in contact with him, but I don't know. I'm sure he would love to hear from you. I don't know if he could spare anything else, though. I'm gonna hand it to him.
And you see kind of Leia kind of moves the stone in his palm as he kind of thinks and goes, Cellutar isn't going to send anybody. He wants to stay far from this. If I mention this to him, the only thing he would give me is good luck. I don't think he'd send any sort of troops or any other professors my way. It just is in the nature of that Sphinx. And so I don't know if this will be useful to me. And he kind of hands it back to you.
Do you think he has more whispering stones that he'd be willing to lend?
And he kind of thinks to himself, and he goes, perhaps. Give me the stone back. Yeah. And he kind of, I'll see if I can get some more whispering stones from him, but it might be a couple of days before I can even get the spell back up. I need a rest. As much as I hate to admit that I'm too weak to get this spell up and going again, I need some time to at least recuperate from my injuries.
Okay. Well, I think as long as Tannic, Emerald, myself, and Gatria are out of the city, I feel like the city should be safe. So I'll go grab Gatria, and we'll head back to Cap.
Really? You're gonna head to the Stormwatch?
Yes.
Okay. And he kind of sits there and goes, I mean, as much as I want to make sure that you're safe and protected, this might be the only way for us to. Something has to be done with Cap. He can't stand to continue making these, to continue taking lives like this, and continue to use the undead, to use the dead in his favor. Something must be done.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this wasn't what I expected coming into the city. But hopefully, we get some sort of miracle or something on our way up there. But I'll go grab Gatria and hopefully, you can rest and focus on healing so you could protect the rest of the city while we're gone.
And he nods. He goes, "Well, if or when I become more able, I'll do my best to send aid your way. But I know you're completely capable as a level 4 warlock. I know you're completely capable.
One person in the party.
of taking care of this problem. And I cannot do anything besides wish endless blessings on you." Except for actual blessings, because I'm too weak for that.
And the actual wish spell.
Also the wish spell.
Do you happen to have it?
All I can offer you is metaphors and good sounding words.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're alive. But if I don't see you again, Leia, just know you were one of the best things in this town.
Dang. And he kind of he nods, and he kind of pretty much just submits himself to the three people who have been kind of trying to help him out, to continue healing him, but he had been trying to talk to you. And so he kind of lays back on the floor, and then he continue to kind of operate, if you will, to make sure that he's safe and kind of leaves you be.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Before I grab Gatria, there's a couple of things I want to do.
Yes.
I want to find Nicholas Jekka.
Okay.
So.
Oh, sorry, I was just checking the laundry list.
Tell me where he's at.
Yes. When you kind of go back up to the refugee camp at the Abbotsia, you look around, and while there are a lot of people there, it's kind of it's obvious to you, because a lot of unfamiliar faces, that Nicholas Jekka is not present in the Abbotsia, and you can only assume that he probably is bunkering down in the refugee camp that he is kind of central to, and so odds are Nicholas Jekka is not here. Odds are he is kind of at his house, which is a good fair pace away from the Abbotsia. Do you want to leave the Abbotsia?
No, I am going to go to that leather worker and see if he was able to do anything with my armor.
And as you are walking around, you actually hear a voice kind of shout from behind you, and you go, "Oh, miss, please!" And you see a half elf who kind of is holding kind of the breastplate against him, and it's kind of wrapped in like a protective, like kind of gift paper almost. And he's kind of running after you. He goes, "Oh, I thought you, I didn't think I'd see you again with all this undead, but I have this. I did it. And he kind of like lifts up the kind of the paper and everything, and provides you with kind of a larger. I mean, obviously it's a breastplate wrapped in paper, but he presents it to you.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm gonna take it and open it and see what it is.
And he as you're kind of opening, he goes, "Well, in order for me to correctly fit it to your frame, I had to remove some metal, just so it could kind of fit a little better. The enchantment has stayed, but I don't know if you, I didn't really get permission for this first, but with the extra bits of metal that I shaved off, I just kind of have some scrap bits, and I was curious if you just wanted the scrap bits, or if I can just, I guess, take them."
Do you have any use for them?
I mean, I could probably make like blades or small kind of thing, just anything like a little. Yes, I have use for them, but this is your breastplate. I just want to make sure that you're okay with it.
Is the magic still um what's the word? Magic still
Prevalent, yeah, the magic's still there.
prevalent.
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I have a little bit of a side hobby, and he begins to kind of get a little embarrassed. He goes, I make little suits of armors for cats, and this would be perfect enough for me to build a little suit of armor for something cat-sized.
Well, everyone needs their hobby. Yeah, keep it. And maybe even those cats can be on the front of the line on the next onslaught.
He's like, look, I know it's embarrassing. You don't have to play it into it, but it will be very useful for me. But either way, it is yours. And due to the little crisis that we're in, I'm not going to charge you. Next,
No, no, no. No, no,
no, I'm not
let me
going to ask
pay.
for money during this crisis. There's undead
Well,
walking. I'm not going to start asking for a price.
do you need daggers? Do you need like equipment then? I have
I mean, do you have any extra weapons that I can take a look at, or
Yeah, I have, and I'm gonna pull out 2 daggers and a sickle.
a sickle? And he kind of looks and goes, "Oh, interesting. I think that one has a little bit of blood on it." And he kind of like he's like, I mean, this would be payment enough."
Okay, so all 3? Okay, let me get rid of those. Alright.
And while you're looking through your inventory, if you want to, when you're adding things to your inventory, if you search Marlowe's Dragon Guard, it should have the correct stats to it now. I had to, not to get technical here, but I had to pretty much homebrew an item and change the type of armor from medium armor to studded leather, which is what you're already wearing. And so it'll fit, and it doesn't give you any disadvantages, and it gives you a +1 to your armor class and advantage on saving throws with dragon breath.
Ooh. Oh.
Okay. And he takes the weapons and he kind of runs off through the crowd, kind of back to where his little area is. And so that has been taken care of.
Okay. And then okay. I'm going to, before I leave this area, of course I'm gonna grab Gatria, but how long does it take for me to attune to an item?
Technically, let me see, hold on, because I pulled the
Is it a
attunement
long
here.
rest or a short rest?
It is attune during a short rest. Attuning an item requires you to spend a short rest focused on only that item while being in physical contact with it. That is what the rules say. But technically, I have created a mini game for your attunement,
Yeah.
which in my mind would like temporarily. I guess it would still take a short rest. Yeah, okay, fine. It doesn't. I was thinking of like pausing time and like you doing the mini game during the pause time, but it would make more sense. So yes, it is during a short rest. It is during a short rest, but what I'm trying to say is it's not gonna be easy. Like it's just a short rest, but
Okay. Yeah.
you can do it with a short rest.
Do you have that mini game ready? Like if I were to say I want
yeah.
to take a little time. Okay, let's do
Yeah, I
it.
do. Okay. All right. In that case, then, will you? So, what are the type of conditions you're looking to surround yourself with when you're trying to attune to a weapon or to a magic item?
It's probably gonna be hard to find a quiet spot here, but I am going to try to find like maybe a little corner away from the hustle and bustle, a little shadowed area where I can meditate.
All right. You are able to kind of. I mean, the Avid Sea is growing more chaotic as the moments go because there's more people kind of trying to settle in, trying to find places to rest. There's this fly in my room. But you're able to eventually find kind of you're able to kind of duck into really the stairwell that goes down into the basement, and you can still hear the people kind of that are talking and communicating with Laeth at the bottom, kind of mixed with the sound of people kind of pouring into the hallway. But this is really the quietest and the most secluded you're going to get within the Abbot Sieb, and you could kind of just lean up against the wall on the stairway and get a little bit of short rest in there.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Perfect. Now, what? I mean, I know flavor isn't needed for everything, but is there anything that you're like looking? I mean, you pull the ring out of your bag, and it's
Yes.
this ring with two ram's heads kind of exiting from the circle. I don't know if you still have a picture of it, but
Yeah, it's very cool looking.
very cool looking. And you kind of begin to just to focus on it, and you begin to kind of just kind of cut out the rest of the senses, and you're just staring at this ring, and you can kind of as you kind of focus and hone in on it, it begins to kind of vibrate. You can kind of feel like a pulsating energy from this sort of energy that feels wrapped, that kind of feels contained. And as you are kind of digging into this ring, you almost begin to kind of feel the world around you begin to kind of alter and statically change, and eventually you almost feel as if you kind of fall into the ring, it's like a tumbling sensation, like a vertigo feeling, as all of a sudden the stairway around you is gone, and instead you are sitting in a cold, damp stone kind of room. And to this point, we're going to go over to the virtual tabletop as we enter into the Ring of the Ram. Okay, I'm going to move this here. Okay, so I envision this happening a certain way, but I want to get your permission because I respect player autonomy very, very much. I envision how the chef intended, the chef intended. All of your powers are stripped except for any sort of weapon you had on you, and the Ring of the Ram itself, which is now, if you're looking, on your finger. And so.
Okay.
If you want to do this how I envision, all of your spells and pretty much all of your like extra bits outside of just your base stats are gone. Is that okay with you, or are you like, no, I need my jump?
No, that sounds good.
Okay.
You might have to remind me if I'm using a stat I shouldn't be. But...
Okay, I will do that. So you are in a room. And if you're looking, pretty much the room is kind of bare, rocky walls, and there are two kind of walls, one to your left, one to your right. The one on your left has a very polished, bright iron door with a ram kind of insignia on it. On the other side, there is a bronze door with it's a different kind of image of a ram, but still, all these doors have a ram insignia inscribed onto the doors.
I'm looking. Toll. Calling to see if Toll's there.
Toll cannot follow you here.
Oh. Alright, I'm going to go to this door over here. And I'm gonna touch it.
Perfect. As you touch the door, it is cold to the touch, and actually something that you're noticing here, that there is no doorknob on this door. But as you kind of touch it, especially with the hand that the ring is on, the ring kind of gets a little warmer, and kind of almost like reacts to the door. Now, I'm going to go over the stats for the Ring of the Ram. I don't know if you have it pulled up, but for anyone that is watching, and in case you don't have the stats pulled up, this Ring of the Ram, the ring has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. While wearing the ring, you can use an action to expend 1 to 3 of its charges to make a ranged spell attack against one creature you can see within 60 feet of you. The ring produces a spectral ram's head and makes an attack roll with a +7 bonus. On a hit for each charge you spend, the target takes 2d10 force damage and is pushed 5 feet away from you. Now, I was actually reading. I realized this when I was reading this. I want you to pull out your 1d3. I want you to pull out your d3. And that's supposed to be a trick question because I don't think you have a d3. A d3.
I don't think I have a D3.
They're asking for a 3-sided dice. I was thinking like if you Google search a picture of a d3, they look weird. Like like something. I was like, oh, like I started realizing like, oh, I don't actually have any 3-sided dice, and I started looking into the three.
Okay.
I was like, I didn't realize that there were 3-sided dice here. And so for this situation, we will be rolling. Either if you want to be authentic or authentic in quotations, you can like kind of like use your computer to roll a d3 for you, or if you want to still roll physical dice, roll a d6, and it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6 will be the same as the 1, 2, 3. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
You'll just be rolling with two sets of dice, I guess.
Interesting. So I'm gonna need to get a D3.
I know. I was like, oh shoot, I don't think any of us have D3s. Okay. Also, you can expend 1 to 3 of the ring's charges as an action to break an object you can see within 60 feet, or of you that isn't being worn or carried. The ring makes a strength check with a +5 bonus for each charge that you spend. So, over the table here, so logistically here, your ring starts with 3 charges, and ultimately you are able to expend as many charges as you want when you're either attacking with a spell or trying to break an object. Do you have any other questions at this point before we start going into the dungeon here?
How does the ring make a strength check? Is it based on my strength?
So you'll make a strength check, and then it will add +5 to your strength check.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think I get it.
Okay.
All right. So that being said, I'm going to expend. I'm going to expend one of the ring's charges to break this door that I'm standing next to.
Okay. Roll a strength check.
Okay, let's see. I don't have a great strength. Oh, that is a nat 20.
What? Natural 20 plus the extra 5? Okay, so this is your very first time using the Ring of the Ram, and what a spectacular moment. It's a natural 20. I want you to describe what it looks like, or at least the very first time, what it looks like using this Ring of the Ram.
I think, okay, so I'm trying to get used to it, so I hold my hand up and like this, like Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
And he does his laser. And I'm standing rather close to the door, so not knowing how much power I need, I kind of go all in, and so I go in like this, and then I'm standing too close to the door, so the ram appears and hits the door, but then it sends me flying back.
Flying backwards, and this spectral ram that kind of erupts from the ring's front, just absolutely just smacks into this door and cracks straight through it, and the bronze door is removed from its door frame and kind of obliterates into multiple pieces, and those pieces kind of like fizzle out in like the same way like the ash from a campfire kind of like explode, and it kind of just breaks into little tiny pieces until they're all just kind of red dots, and then all of it just kind of disappears and the door is gone, revealing the next room. Give me just 1 second while I reveal the next room. Now, while I am doing this, I will add an extra piece of information here. While you are in the ring of the ram, you do have health, and things can hurt you. I guess I should have just started. You can die here, but if you die here, all that happens is that you're sent out of the ring, and you'll have to try to attune again at a later time, at a different short rest.
You're saying I'm about to get
What I'm saying is,
by these goats.
now there's an element of danger. This little crack in the middle is a crevice with seemingly no end. Oh, no bottom, I mean. And so, I just want to let you know there's danger now. Goats. There are goats. Only because there's no rams in the monster manual. What the hell is that all about?
She's species.
Why,
if I
why
ever
don't
hear it.
why don't they have every single animal that is on planet Earth in the in the monster manual? Okay, the door's now open.
Oh.
You're able to progress through it.
I would love to see a platypus.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I mean, because platypus, like, is it platypi? If there's multiple platypuses.
I think it is. Yeah.
Because I always
Platypi.
thought if it ends with US, it's an I. Like there's a cactus, cacti, platypus, platypi, platypi. But time and time again, I see people that just say platypuses, and I'm like, this is. I thought it was an I. I thought we replaced it with an I. But even like in like
Maybe.
relatively professional settings, I see people that just add an extra that don't pluralize words that end with US the right way. So maybe I'm misunderstood. Like maybe I don't understand the rules, but I would say platypi because platypus gets a little close to a word I don't necessarily want to say on stream.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. But I'm a rather big fan of the platypus.
That's for a different stream. That's for that's for our Tethered by the Table after hours. Okay.
Check out my
Continue.
stream, tethered by
It's for our other stream, Tethered on the Table.
Tethered. Oh, that's a better one. That's a good one. All right, so let me try to think. Okay, I have my scimitar in one hand. I don't have anything else. My backpack gone.
No. So you don't have any access to any other magic, or like
Okay.
your patron, but anything that you were wearing or anything in your backpack. And dare I also include the bag of holding? No, actually, the bag of holding, its magic is gone. It's just a regular bag. There's nothing in it. So all the things in your bag of holding are gone. But anything in your backpack is still good.
I don't even know what I put in my bag of holding.
I feel like one of us should have been keeping track.
Yeah.
There's enough gray area that I think you're just gonna start pulling things out of nowhere now.
I feel like I put all of my things into the bag of holding.
You got the
Like,
bag of
I
holding. You
feel
just
like-
picked up your backpack and like dropped it in there.
Yeah, like I feel like the bag of holding, my backpack became the bag of holding. So I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna say I have nothing.
Okay. So
Alright.
yes, you have your sword and you have your armor.
All right, cool. I'm gonna. Trident, can you hear me?
No.
Trident,
The
you
person
suck on fish all day. You suck on fish.
I was gonna say, odd that you're asking for, like, you've never asked for her in your entire life, and now you're like, Trident, he there. But now I understand it, so you can start insulting her without her even knowing.
How does that salt water taste? Okay,
Saltwater she's been drowning in for hundreds of years.
I know. When you
Grinding
put
like a
that,
pickle.
if you put it that way, you always make it seem so much worse. Like after.
So much worse. You remind me just how bad it is, and you begin to
Yes.
play on my empathy. Stop it.
Okay, so. Oh gosh. What's a warlock without. I guess I'm just an ordinary guy. Okay.
How does it feel being basic?
I don't know, you should ask your mother. Okay, I'm gonna enter
Oh!
the door.
Anybody who plays a fighter right now is like, really? You don't know what to do? Like, why are you so worried?
I know, I really don't. I'm like, I never use my scimitar.
I was thinking,
Like, even-
I was like, I'm gonna remove all spells from her. And I was like, does she even have a main weapon? Like, does she even? Her main weapon is her dragon tail that she just spawns everywhere.
And okay, I'm gonna say I don't know. Where did I say I put the rocks?
I
In
thought
the
it was
bag,
of
right?
holding. Yeah.
No. Okay. All right. So, man, you know, I don't even really know how to use will, besides his magic spells. So this is
Like,
gonna
just put the
showcase.
sword away, Will. Just
Yeah, I'm like,
put the sword away. We don't.
I'm
need
like, I'm like, why the heck did you give us a sword? Minthara? We're not gonna use that. No, her name's not Minthara. No. Oh, it's been a bit since I played. Okay.
Oh,
Alright, I'm
hold
gonna
on.
walk through the door. I feel
Did I say
Mizora.
Minthara?
No, Minthara is the drow. Mizora is the devil.
Oh yeah, you're right. Why are they named all so close together? Wait, so who's your regular team? Because I know it's, of course, it's Shadowheart. And then, do you have Will on your
Yeah.
team, usual?
No.
Oh.
No. I
Oh,
mean,
I
okay.
forget. You're a Gale fan. You like Gale.
No, no. So okay, so all the Gale lovers out there, um, I don't really, I don't see the appeal of, of magic casters. But I'm playing a warlock. But usually, well, it'll go in and out. So like, sometimes I'll have
I don't see
Will.
the appeal of magic casters, even though I'm pretty sure you play paladins and warlocks.
No, because Minthara I don't bring on my team all that much. But so usually, okay, it's Shadowheart.
Wait,
I'm a monk.
have you had Minthara on your team before?
There's a cheat you can do
Oh,
without
sure.
killing the
Or did you just,
tieflings.
or did you just sacrifice a whole emerald grove?
We won't get into that.
No one will ever know.
So, me, Shadowheart. Sometimes I'll tell her to go back to camp because when you're dating, she says really cute things. So sometimes I just say, "Oh, I'm not
It
using
was
it."
your housewife.
But then I'm like, "Okay, you could come back." So me, Shadowheart, and then I feel kind of silly for having Karlak and Lae'zel the same time, so I'll go in between those two, and then I'll have Jaheira.
Oh, Nira, that's smart. That is smart. I like that. Just
Jaheira is my favorite character in the game.
I'd say, yeah, she's badass. She's awesome. Okay, but you're in a room with goats right now. Stop trying to stall. You're in a room with goats.
Man, are they the goats with like the really obvious devil eyes?
Oh yeah, no, these goats just like look mean. Like you walk into the room and they kind of like stop eating, and they're just like staring at you.
And turn like, ugh, goats. And then
Come
let's
on.
see. Have you watched Severance?
No, but
Okay.
I feel like
What
I've
do you
seen
think?
enough. I feel like I've heard enough on like social media to like know what you're talking about when you talk about it. But I know there are goats involved, but I don't know anything about where the goats fit in.
I feel like the people who watch it don't even know where the goats fit in.
The goats.
to be
In that case,
completely
I'm not missing anything.
Alright, back to it. Let's see. So, can't even cast jump, to get over this cavern.
I hope you know that I stripped you of your powers strictly for that jump. I was like, how do I make a puzzle that is willing that prevents her from using that jump? It was just easier to take it away from you.
Okay, I see a little star. I assume I'm trying to get there.
Oh, I mean, yes, I forgot to explain that. So with each room, as you're looking in this room, I'll do a little. You come in here into this room, a very similar room than the one you exited, except for in the middle of this room there is a gaping kind of just fissure in the floor, and when you kind of take a little peek over the edge, it's hard to tell where the bottom is exactly. It looks almost bottomless. 3 goats are chilling around, eating little pieces of grass and weeds that are kind of growing between the cracks of the rock. And at the very far end, you see another iron door, as well as like a little, it's like a little like fountain with a kind of a ram kind of, you know that little pose they do when they like rear up and they're on their back legs and they kind of like twist their head sideways and everything. It's
Yeah.
like that, but in the horn there is a pot, like a pottery vase and everything. And out of that vase, it pours water into the bottom. It's like a little fountain and everything.
Cute.
And so this little star is a fountain. But over the table, mechanics-wise, you can soak the ring in the water from these fountains and regain charges as if it were gone.
I assumed that's what it was. Okay.
You're like, I'm smart enough to know.
Alright, I'm gonna, come over here.
Okay,
You see me? I'm just walking.
I like it. So, as you are doing this, the goats notice that like, once you start like walking, and especially this goat that's right up here. Actually, real quick, I'm just gonna have you roll for initiative. I mean, they mean business. Roll for initiative. You stepped too far, and these goats are hungry for blood right now.
That's a 13.
13, excellent. Just trying to. Okay, so boom, goat A, goat B, and goat C. All right, goat A is actually gonna go first, and they goat A here. Give me just 1 second. I'm trying to pull up the mechanics just to make sure I'm doing this correctly. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Lies. I totally have Will on my party for at time. I'll have Will over Gale for that repelling.
You feel guilty for a
Eldritch
second. You're like,
Blast.
I've been saying too much. Eldritch Blast, I will agree. Eldritch Blast. I need to have Will more on my team, but oddly enough, and I'm about to. This is about to be the very first time I say this out loud, because I've had this feeling for a while. But I've considered after if I ever get around to the game again, and I'm able to beat the game, when I play again, I was actually thinking about playing as an origin character, through.
Really?
And I don't know why, and especially this weirds me out. The origin character I'd want to play as is. Wow, no, shoot. I forgot the name for a second. I was say the wrong one. Gale. I'd want to play as Gale. Which,
Really?
only because I don't know how that works when you're not interacting with him. Like, I'm curious, like, do I have to, like, eat magical items?
Oh, that's
Like,
fair.
does it, and, like, how does all of that, because I feel like you to, like, sidecar his like, little, like, business, like, the
Yeah.
whole entire time. Like, you're, like, the wingman to, like, a bad breakup, like, the entire time. I'm interested to see, like, how the game plays when I don't sidecar, like where that like it's just my business at that point. And also, like, if I also I can try out with like Gale, but it not take away from me having my party of my choice. I can like
Yeah.
try out Gale without having to not have Lae'zel on my team, or my goodness, it makes me really sad that I'm like losing some of the information. It's just been so long since I played. And I'm trying to find where this thing is here. Where's the shove? Not to.
He's not gonna shove me. He's not.
He might try. Okay.
He can
Here it
certainly
is. Here
try.
it is. Okay. I'm getting there. I don't think you will, but he's gonna certainly try. He's gonna do a little. He runs over here, kind of lowers his horn, starts running at you. I want you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. All right. Do I get a +5 because of my ram ring?
The ram ring only really does a +5 if you are exerting the strength, but this is you trying to. The +5 only applies when you're shooting a spell out of it, whether to shoot a spell or to break an object. And
Let
so
me just
this
see
you do not
if
get a
I have
+5.
if I have any feats to save me from this. That.
Oh, so you are scared of the goat then? You are worried the goat's gonna push you.
Okay, so that's a 7.
7? You rolled a 7?
Yes.
Yeah, so what the goat does pushes you 5 feet away. That's you, boom, get pushed right here. And the goat, I guess the goat's kind of like right here, and it pushes you along that way. And just lowers his horns, smacks it, kind of catches you off guard because you're like, you got 3 goats to take a look at. And this dude just kind of came up out of nowhere, gets you in the thigh, and pushes you 5 feet. Which means it's now your turn. You gonna let him get away with that?
No, okay. I'm gonna stand up. Is am I prone?
Yes, you are prone.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna stand up. And then let's see. Can I run? Try to jump on his horns? And jump and launch myself over here into the fountain.
I mean, you You remember how big goats are, right? You'll grab out on the horn of a goat. Do an athletics check. 'Cause I want to see if it works. I want to see if it works. But I mean, like
Yeah,
goats aren't like the largest.
there's mountain goats.
That
You
is true.
know,
Let's
there's
see what type of
different.
goats these are. Let's see. Um, they're medium beasts. I'd say they'd be sizable goats. You could step on one.
Oh man, I'm really okay. That one's done. That's 5.
It's because you don't have your patron. It's because you don't have all the extra little bits that come with your character. That's why the dice aren't rolling high. You begin to run at the goat, and you kind of like jump up to like put your foot on the goat, but the goat moves, and the goat like kind of like just like
Just
gets out of
moves.
there, and you kind of like biff it on the floor, like right about there ish, and you, I mean, you don't fall prone, but like it didn't work out. It did not work out. But goat B, on the other hand, is ready for a little bit of blood. He's going to, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Oh my head.
Because they have a speed of 40. I want you to make a strength saving throw.
He's just gonna ram me against the wall right there.
Yeah. Kind of like
Handball with
evil
Marlowe.
goat.
You said a strength.
Strength saving throw, yes.
That's a nat 20.
A natural 20. You are able to catch this goat's horns. You're now holding the goat's horns in your hands, and so he is like grappled now, because you got your hands on him. Let's say this is grappled. Boom. And then goat C. He's going to, let's see, 5, 10, 15. He's just gonna run around here. I'm just gonna successfully boxed you in with all these goats. Do another strength saving throw.
Jeez.
And I figured if you were grappling goat B, it typically would be with like disadvantage because you're like focusing on goat B. But since you rolled a natural 20 on that goat B, I won't have you do it with a disadvantage. Just roll a straight strength saving
That's
throw.
an 18.
An 18. The goat, the goat C, tries to kind of ram you, but you're very hyper. I mean, you're not gonna get caught off guard like that first time. So you're aware of that kind of goat trying to beat you up, and so you don't let it happen. Goat C misses. Goat A, on the other hand, I want you to
Oh
do
my
strength
God.
saving throw.
It's like one of the. I feel like a pinball. Like. Poof, 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 poof.
Well, actually, okay, fine. You know what? I haven't been following the rules.
No, it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
no, I
like
haven't been
it.
following the rules. It's not fair.
I like getting beat.
Shove is a bonus action, which means they can do an action beforehand. He's gonna ram first, and he's gonna shove. Does a 12 hit you?
I actually don't like being hurt. It does not hit me.
Okay. And then in that case, then now do a strength saving throw. He's gonna see if he's gonna try to shove you.
Oh, that was a natural 1. You're
Natural
banned.
1.
Oh, yeah.
Throw him across the room. He has had enough. You are shoved 5 feet this way, but you're kind of shoved into Goat C, which means it doesn't really do anything. Okay. Which means it's your turn now. You have Goat B in your hands.
Jeez, okay, can I like medium creature? Am I strong enough to move Goat B kind of in the same area as Goat A? And I'm just hoping to use my Ring of the Ram to hit both of them and try to get them into this chasm.
You're gonna line up the shot, move that one over.
Yeah, so yeah,
All right.
that's
all
what
right.
I'm doing. And then-
So for this situation, just because I want to see if it works. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to name the goat. You're gonna move
What's his
Goat
name?
B, Goat A. I'm trying to think of a name off the cuff.
Phineas
Phineas. Yeah, that seems right.
and
Phineas.
Billy Boat Gut.
Billy Boat Gut. Billy Boat Gut and Phineas are right here. What's the point of naming them? You're about to throw them off a cliff, anyways.
To make them seem human. Oh. Okay, so that one's the goat. The one that's just goat. His name is Head.
Oh, I already named it. What were you
Oh,
name?
oh, Fat. That's good.
Okay. All right. So you've lined up both of them, and now you're gonna try to use that ring of the ram, to send them back. How many feet was it that you can push them back? Let me take a look.
Which is 5 feet away from me.
And that's per charge. I'd like to believe that if you spent multiple charges, the 5 would
Oh.
stack. At least that's how I would treat it.
Okay. Let's do 2 charges.
Charge it. Hell yeah. Just send these boys to their doom. Okay, I'm going to roll a strength check. It's going to be plus, and since you're dumping 2 charges into that, that is a plus 10 to your strength check. No, a plus 7, plus 4. Wait, hold on. The ring produces a spectral ram on a hit for each charge you spend. Okay, so it is just plus. I thought it plus the 7 multiple times, but it is just if it hits, that's when the damage starts going. So it's a plus 7 to your attack roll.
Okay.
And we're dumping 2 charges of the ring of the ram.
Does a 19 send them to their doom?
A 19 hits. I also want you to roll. So I mean, since you're like kind of hitting 2 of them at the same time, I want you to roll. Wait. So 2d10 for 1 charge. You've done 2 charges. I want you to do 4d10, and then we'll just split that damage amongst the 2 of them.
Jeez. Okay, 3d10s.
And they're pushed 10 feet away from you. But I'm interested to see this damage here.
Okay, the little top-looking guy is a d10.
Yes.
Where are you? Okay, there's that. Okay, so 4 d10s?
Roll that thing 4 times.
Okay. That's 18 total.
17 total. We'll split it between the 2 of them. For 6. 9 damage. Wait. 9 damage each. Dang. It really just showed how my math skills work. 9 damage each. I want to let you know that goats have 4 health. You have absolutely. You moved that goat, brought up your ring like Green Lantern, and just like, boom, like dead on arrival. They are gone, and their bodies are flung off the side, into the chasm below, and they're gone. They are gone. Any other actions you'd like to do?
It was just me and Fat. Okay.
Maybe he'll have second thoughts knowing what you just did to his friends.
You know, he just hears the moan and groan of their dying bodies enter the chasm. Is the ring, is that an action? Yeah, okay, you can use an
yeah, I said.
action. Okay. I'm gonna try to sideswipe over here.
Okay, alright.
Oh wait. I'm gonna try to like climb into the
Over there. No, did you really just grab one of his friends, move them around so that your back was facing Fat? He sees both of his friends get launched off of the cliff. And you turn back around and like stick your hand in the fountain to like wash the ring off of the blood of his friends, still making like eye contact with Fat as you sit there and polish your ring. Yeah, you can do that. I want you to roll a d6 to see how many charges your ring has regained.
Oh right. One, two, three, and then 1.
You got 1? Okay, so
Yeah.
so the ring has 2 charges as of now.
Oh, it has 2 charges now? Okay.
So
cool.
so it had 3 charges to begin with. You used 2 of them.
I used
to
3
send
of
those
them.
2. You used all 3?
Yeah, because I used 1 to open the door.
Oh, that is true. I totally forgot.
And then
Dang,
the other
nice to
2.
keep me on my toes. Yes. So yes, you have 1 charge then. 1 charge in the ring.
Alright. Can I
Alright.
keep moving?
So it's Fat's turn right now. Fat
Okay.
is going to, Fat is going to come over here and run over to the side. Now he has left your range. Would you like the opportunity to attack Fat?
No.
Let it be. He looks off the cliff and he starts to kind of boom over the edge, calling for his friends, which you haven't heard their bodies hit the floor yet. They're still falling. This chasm is large, and you can move on. We're out of combat.
Oh, you're making me feel terrible about this. Alright.
I'm just trying to make sure that you're aware of the actions that you're doing.
That's fair. Are they real goats? You know, they're just in a ring.
They're
They
like
can't be
spectral
real.
goats. Like it's no big deal.
Okay. I'm going to use my ring to hit this door open.
Perfect. Now, do a strength check to break the door. You get to add +5 to that strength check.
That's a 15.
15. I have to pull up my notes. And that does it. So, you pull back your fist, punch forward with the ring of the ram. Spectral ram kind of erupts from the end of the ring and crashes into the iron door in front of you, bending and breaking like a soda can until the door kind of fizzles out into red ash and opens up the next door. The next room here is. I wish I could talk and do it at the same time.
I mean, that's not a skill you have.
No, it's not.
It's okay. Are you kidding me?
All right, here's your first puzzle. Now I will. I hope I'm not making this too confusing for you. But with the Ring of the Ram, similarly to when you're in combat, you can choose to either maim or kill. With the Ring of the Ram, I will allow you to either push or break. And so, if that alludes to any sort of idea of what you should be doing in this situation, you can either push or break the crate.
Okay, so I am going
Actually,
to go
hold on.
over here.
That rule does apply, but with the crate, this is like a metal crate. You can't break it. I just realized that when I can let you break the crates, then that ruins the entire puzzle. But yes, continue.
I'm going to move over here.
Okay. You think you want to go? All right. Now there is a giant rat sitting here.
There is a giant rat, but
And when the giant rat sees you, he begins to run at you. I want you to roll initiative one more time. The giant rat.
Eesh, I can't get enough of these giant rats, can ya? Alright. That's a 16.
16. Okay. Yeah, you start first. I mean, this giant rat sees you and begins to kind of like chitter and like kind of get up on his hind legs and start like looking at you. But I mean, you get to go first. I'm gonna put the dude in the box here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna, for maybe the second time in my life, I'm gonna pull out my scimitar.
The scimitar's like, thank goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it out.
Okay.
And I'm going to try to hit it.
Perfect.
Thrust it forward into its jugular.
Do you even know how to use a sword at this point?
Well, apparently not, because that's a 4. Does a 4 hit this giant rat?
You swipe at the giant rat, and the giant rat like kind of like ducks a little bit, like weird, like it's like body kind of like looks like a little blob, is it like kind of like ducks and then gets back up. Sword does not hit that giant rat. But is there anything else you'd like to do on this turn?
Let's see. I just wanted to let it be known that if pirates came on our boat, my dad would always put me in the undercarriage, so I was not a part of fighting.
There was no sort of sword fighting for you as a child. All right, this giant. I'm so sorry. Was there anything else you wanted to do?
I love you. Have a good day. No, I can't do anything. I don't believe so. That is going to be it.
Perfect. Which means that giant rat is gonna lunge towards you. Does an 8 hit you?
No.
Perfect. So the giant rat kind of lunges at you, and you're able to kind of kind of sidestep it a little bit, like if it's running kind of at you, and you're moving your feet around. The giant rat cannot bite you, but it's definitely up in your grill. And it's a little gross. He's like a little kind of gross giant rat. It's your turn again.
Okay. Let's see. Can I? I want to try to push it. I want to push the giant rat.
Okay, I dig it. Do a. I just wanted to take a look at the shove then. So, what he does is he rolls a strength check, and the DC for it is an 8 plus your. I was just looking at it. I just wanted to double check.
Strength modifier and proficiency bonus.
Yes. Okay. Which means for your character.
You don't need it. I'll tell you.
Okay. No, I trust you. I was just looking at it for my own good. I'm not. So he's going to. Oh no, he has a -2 to his strength saving throws. Ooh, you rolled. Hold on. Wait. He rolled a 2. He has a -2 to his strength. He rolled a 0. And you were able to shove this dude. Very.
Nice.
He rolled less than a natural 1. And so he. How far did he get pushed? I forget.
I think it's 5.
Oh, it's about
Yeah,
5
I think
feet.
it's like 30. You know.
Well, 5
It's
feet. He
5
rolled a
feet.
0, so you get to double that number. So he gets thrown 10 feet. So do you is this like a shove like you pick him, or a shove like you pick him up and you throw him?
Oh no. There's no picking up and throwing. There's more like a frantic push.
Okay,
Like,
I dig it. And he gets blown backwards. Even takes like 1 damage for it, because that's how hard he was thrown. And anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I would like to run.
Okay.
Alright. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
As you leave, he takes an opportunity attack. And he's going to
Even
try.
when he's prone?
He wasn't.
Can
Oh,
I do
you're right. I guess I can make him prone. I didn't imagine that he was prone, but that would make sense if he was prone. Wait, hold on.
Oh wait, never mind. It's either be pushed or
Or have the
cause
prone
it.
condition.
Okay, never. So he is not prone. You're right. I apologize.
Dang, does a
Let me-
23 hit?
Oh yeah, it does.
He has vengeance in his mind. You take 6 damage from his bite. You run by and he gets your ankle, and he just
Ew.
absolutely starts gnawing on that thing.
And then I'm gonna move up here.
Perfect. It's been you were past this little area. I mean, technically we're still in combat, so it is
Right.
the giant rat's turn. He's gonna chase you. It's so fun. Chasing my friends with rats. Digitally. Does a 14 hit you?
It does not.
So at this point he tries to gnaw on you, but he gets like your little like leather like shin guard almost, and because you can like feel his little teeth like on your armor, but he does not hurt you.
Ew.
It's your turn.
Okay. Ooh, I am going to. I'm gonna try to shove him again.
Okay, I like it. He's going to do his -2 on his. This time he rolled a 15 -2, which is 13. I forget what your DC save was.
It was a 10.
A 10.
So he's
He- You try to like kick him, and he's like not moving. The giant rat is fed up. He's unlocked the secret portion inside him that makes him a super rat.
I'm gonna see that happen. I'm like, oh, and then try to back up.
I like it. I like it.
And he's probably gonna try to hit me, right? Because I'm moving.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna move out of his thing, he's gonna do another opportunity attack. Does a 21 hit you?
Oh my heck! Yes, it does. It does.
It does 5 damage. Oh, I'm sorry, but this is very interesting. Okay, name him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna.
Dickwad bites you for 5 damage.
It's just a spectral rat. It's just a spectral rat. What the heck?
Okay.
So if they successfully hit me, does that stop my progression of moving? Or do I...
No, I
can
feel like it still move.
Oh, okay.
And that I referred to as Baldur's Gate. Where you still like move to your destination. They just attack you on the way. And so yeah, he like bites the crap out of your toe. He like bites your foot, and you run away. Okay. Which means it's his turn now. He is going to chase you. I don't know what to do here. He's just supposed to. Let's see. Does a 16 hit you?
Is it 16?
16.
Yeah, it hits me.
I swear, if you get knocked out of this attunement because of a spectral rat, I might even feel bad. Okay. I might have to refresh. These dice are rolling way too well. Out of the 2 d4s that he does, he rolled 3 on both. That was 6 damage. Can you handle the 6 damage?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, and see, this is why we level up. This is perfect. This is perfect.
All right. I'm gonna.
It is your turn.
I'm gonna dip the ring into the fountain.
Okay.
So,
Roll a d6.
that is 3.
3? Heck yeah. Now that we're onto a situation here. The ring has 3. It says the ring has 3 charges. Do you think that caps at 3 charges? Can you have more than 3 charges? You want to have only 3 charges.
Well, I have 0 charges right now.
Oh yeah, you do. Okay, but in the future, if you start getting charges that are more than 3, do you want to cap at 3, or do you want to start banking them up?
I feel like they should cap at 3.
That makes sense. I even said it, and I was like, no, she's just gonna wait 7 days, like regain charges the entire time, so she starts just like has like 21 charges to go through. It'll cap at 3. That makes sense.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Just 20.
Ring the ram.
Now, does it? Oh, I should have said to keep it, because then, could you imagine Cab going up against him, and then it's just now.
You dump all 21 charges into the same punch, and like it would do. What would that be? 27 times 2, because it'd be 2d10. You roll like 50 dice, 50 d10s to see how much damage it does. That would be hilarious.
Now, does the ram get bigger with each charge, or does it just multiply how many rams there are?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like what would you rather have? 1 big ram, or like 3 rams jump out of your ring if you were to use all 3 charges?
I'll have to think on that.
Okay. Yeah. You think about how many rams you want coming out of your ring while this giant rat named Dickwad chases you. It's your turn currently. You regain charges from your ram ring, which I'd say is like a bonus action, meaning your action you can use to attack.
Okay, I'm using a charge to try to hit this guy.
This dude off you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get him.
Roll to attack with +7. Yes, +7.
Yeah. Does a 23 hit Dickwad?
Oh, you sure? I bet it does. Roll for damage. So if we're doing like, for example, like a melee attack, if this is like supposed to be like a melee attack, I believe the melee attacks are your strength score plus your proficiency. So it does 2 damage by itself, and then you'd roll an additional 2d10.
Oh, okay. So I'd use my scimitar. Okay.
So I would say it's an unarmed strike. which means
Oh,
that
an unarmed
it does
strike.
the
Okay.
2 damage,
So plus 2. Okay.
and then you'll do the 2d10 for the Ring of the Rain.
I have 1 damage for the unarmed strike.
You have 1 damage? Okay.
I think so. Because the hit DC is plus 2, and then the damage
Oh,
is
and it does
1.
1. Maybe it was. Yeah, I'm getting things wrong. Maybe it's actually like it's supposed to be your strength modifier, but since you have 0, it's. I don't remember how unarmed strikes work, and hopefully after this you never do another unarmed strike again. But yes,
Yeah.
we'll do 1, and then you'll add the 2d10 on top of it.
Okay. Okay. That works. Okay, 2d10. I
I
really
trust
need...
D&D Beyond more than my ability. It is. I do feel, on a side note here, when it comes to like me creating the characters on like D&D Beyond, it is like I just fill out the information and then it'd give me a character sheet and I'd run with it. But there are like certain things where I'll run into like when I'm actually looking at the rules and I'm like, oh, that's how that number is calculated. Like that makes sense now. Like I just thought
yeah.
these numbers just came out of nowhere, but like, oh, that's the reason why the spell DC is that certain way. And so it's interesting once I actually start learning how to play the game. But I do wonder if this like using D&D Beyond has hindered me. Like anyone who like plays Dungeons and Dragons outside of D&D Beyond like knows much more about the game than I do, only because I go strictly off of what D&D Beyond says. But that is a situation for later. How hard do you smack Dickwad?
13.
13. You know, he has a health of 6 right now, and so that is an instant death. You smack the crap out of Dickwad.
And I'm not even sorry. Not even sorry.
You felt a little guilty about the goats, but not Dickwad. Dickwad can go away. And
He
now
could
you
go
are.
make himself off. Alright.
All right, you are now standing in front of an iron door.
Okay, I'm going to hit it with my ram.
Okay, roll a strength check plus 5. Yes, strength check plus 5.
That's a 13.
13. So you rear your hand back, punch with the ram. The ram hits the door, and a big dent kind of goes into the iron door, but the iron door does not break.
Oh. Oh no. Okay.
Oh shoot! I started uncovering it, like even though you haven't made it into the room yet. I trust that you'll make it. Hopefully.
Can I dip the ring again, or is it like a one-time use?
Once you dip the ring, the fountain stops.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna use the ram again.
Okay. Roll for attack. Roll a strength check. For 5.
It's a 7.
A 7. Then you roll a 2, and then
Yeah.
the door is already kind of bent, and so this second punch, the ram goes straight to the door. The door evaporates in its spectral manner and reveals the following room. Give me just 1 second as I do that ever so carefully, not to reveal anything I don't want it to reveal. I have to be like so gentle with this. Alright. I wish I could just kind of like segment the rooms into one. And so I can be like, reveal this room. Reveal this room.
Yeah. What the heck?
Hey, let's not be freaked out just yet. Let's not. Give me a moment. That's not the thing you need to be worried about.
What the heck?
That one you might want to be worried about. Okay, so you now have entered in a large chamber, and the Gorgon. It is not a Gorgon. The closest thing I could find using it for the stats. What you're seeing there is a giant stone statue of a ram, similar to the one that you see on your ring, and around it is a large metal cage. And as you kind of watch the statue, you realize that the statue is living and breathing. And this kind of big, large stone ram is is wandering within its cage, kind of rearing up and beating against the iron bars around it. And when it sees you, there's a moment of kind of familiarity. It feels like it's almost vibrating with the same energy as the ram ring is, and that whole kind of contained and trapped energy is manifest within this this stone statue of a ram. You see two different kind of large chain links disappearing into these rooms. Right here, I'll give my little pointer for the people at home. Into these rooms with these very large kind of teal crystal-like doors behind it. A large chasm right here, of course, and there is a rhino. A rhino, kind of grazing here. Notices you, but doesn't really freak out. It seems kind of chill. And you have not able to enter this room.
All right, I'm gonna take this in, and I'm gonna walk over here, keeping my eye on the rhino.
Okay.
And I want to inspect this door, see if
Inspect the
there's
door.
see if there's any way to open it. Can I like touch it? If there's an
Similar to-
insignia.
Yeah. Similar to the doors that you've seen before, this crystal door has another image of a ram, but this one more resembling the large stone ram that you're seeing in the cage right next to you. Similarly, no door handle, and there is. It looks very, very alike the doors you've been breaking before. This one just seems to be made of a more sturdy material,
Okay.
crystalline in nature.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna try to hide.
Okay, so with stealth, I want you to roll a stealth check.
Okay. I've gotten rid of most of my d20s because they weren't rolling well.
Uh-oh. I mean, you can always just maybe give one another shot. Give it another
Yeah,
chance.
That's a 9. Okay, you're back in the game.
So you roll a 9 for your stealth check?
Yes.
Okay, so you get to about here, and the rhino notices you and begins to charge and is going to run this way. We're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And I want you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can dodge out of the way.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a 5.
5? You were supposed to roll higher than that. Oh no.
Nope. Sorry.
Let's see. So it does hit you, and we're gonna see if it. So he's gonna roll to attack. Does an 8 hit you?
No.
Okay. So he runs over, kind of in your direction, and kind of smacks into you, but almost like as like a warning smack. Like it's not like he wasn't actually trying to like gore you with his big old like horns, but kind of knocks you a little bit to the side. Kind of did a little angry huff out of his nose. His little periscope ears kind of flick around, and it goes back to kind of eating the weeds and the grass and anything that's kind of growing between the cracks of the stone floor.
Okay. So, okay. I'm going to use the action dodge. And then just kind of keep walking.
Okay. And tell me the intention for using dodge.
So it says, until the start of your next turn, attack rolls against you have disadvantage and you make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay. Alright, so yeah, continue to move. It's just now he's in the way. Wide bird.
And I'm going to
Right.
dip my ring in the fountain.
Perfect. Roll a d6.
That is 1. I get 1 charge back.
Alright. And so that means you are currently at 1 charge?
Yes.
Yes, you're at 1 charge. Excellent. Okay. Let's see here. The ram. We'll do a little ram. not. It's not a gorgon or whatever it was. It's a ram. The ram is kind of pacing back and forth. The rhinoceros kind of just is slowly meandering a little bit over this way. And ultimately, what room are you trying to make it to?
I don't even know at this point. So explain to me again. So the ram is like a living statue that is trapped in a cage. And what is holding the cage?
The cage is bound by kind of two sets of iron chains wrapped around it, and the ends of those iron chains disappear into the rooms, like through here, and then through here.
Okay, so I have to get through. Oh, I have to get through these crystal doors, to get to the chains.
Right. From which you can deduce with the information that you have. Yes.
Okay. Well, I only have one charge. Can't use that fountain. I'm gonna try to go to this door.
Okay. Perfect. Now you get to about. Are you doing it still stealthily, or are you still walking? Don't you love those questions?
Not like stealthily, but just on high alert of this rhino next to me.
Okay. Because the rhino does notice you, and the rhino decides to charge once again. And we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and you dodge, correct? Because you're.
I did use dodge. Yes.
I'd say you're still in the dodge here. So do a dexterity check with the advantage.
Okay, and then you have to do attack roll with disadvantage.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay, let's see. Dexterity. That's an 18.
18. I'd say that you dodge out of the way, and he does not hit you. So you kind of move out of the way, but he continued to go. What number did I say he was at? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. And he actually continues to run past you and smacks into the door, and the door breaks. This kind of just like almost like for you. It doesn't break in the same kind of spectral fashion it does, but it cracks open, and the door kind of falls out of the door frame, and the rhinoceros seems unbothered by this as he begins to kind of just walk again out of the way and begins to keep on eating food. But this doorway has been open.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Rhino.
And we are going to reveal this room. Starting at the top. Oh, nice. I like that name. That's a nice name.
Thanks. Oh, my hell.
More goats. More goats. And... Alright, and that is the room that has been revealed.
I'm gonna peek my head in.
Yeah.
And then not go in there.
You don't want to go into there?
No.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm getting an idea. So, I'm going to use dodge again. But I'm gonna run. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm running over here, trying to say, woohoo! Come and get me!
Trying to taunt the rhinoceros. Okay. Yeah. In that case, then I want you to roll an intimidation check to see if you can kind of get the rhinoceros's attention.
I could literally be sneaking around and it wants to hit me, but when I'm actively trying to get its attention, it's like,
because you're working too
never
hard.
mind.
It's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go after that one.
Well, does a 22 get its attention?
Oh yeah, 22 gets attention. All right, it's gonna start charging, and I want you to roll a dexterity check real quick with advantage.
Okay. It's a 14.
14. That. I do a little check here. A 14 does work. You dodge out of the way, and it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and it hits the crystallized door, and you start to see kind of cracks on the crystal door, kind of spiderweb across maybe half of the door, not enough for it to necessarily be broken like the other door was, and Penny kind of just doesn't really seem bothered by it. Just continues eating.
I'm like, is that the best you got, Penny? And I'm gonna do the same thing, try to get right in its face.
Right in there. It honestly, it's not enough space for it to really like pick up speed and start charging, and so it's kind of just gonna get a little it gets a little bothered at first, kind of runs a little bit this way, but then circles back around and is ready to do some damage. And so it charges again, 5, 10, 15. I don't know why. I just realized that I'm making a fake rhino run around. That just made me laugh a little bit. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do with disadvantage here. I want you to do another dexterity saving throw.
Is it 18?
An 18. This rhino rolled a 21 to hit. And I've been doing the hits with disadvantage. It rolled a 21 to hit. And I'm trying to decide how I want this to happen.
That's with disadvantage?
That was with disadvantage. It rolled a 17 and a 14. It gets +7 to its attacks.
Oh my heck, I didn't know this.
And so, let's just see what
Bring it
would-
on, just bring it on.
So it rolls for damage. It does
Mhm.
14 damage to you.
Well, So, does it want to maim or kill?
um, how does it want to do this? So you are smacked with the entire force of this rhino up against the crystal door, and really before you feel pain, you're almost kind of like vertigoed back out of the ring, and you find yourself back again in the stairway. Noise still kind of echoing around you, and you are outside of the ring. You feel, what's weird though is that even though you were like smacked with the rhino, you feel like relatively like well rested, like a little groggy, like you're waking up from a nap or something. And it just feels like a weird, like bad dream almost, and you're back in the atmosphere.
I look at the ring on. Well, I take the ring off and I put it somewhere else in my pocket. I'm like, that's for another day. And
I like it. And so now, I know your intention was to go find Nicholas Jekka.
yes. Okay, I got my armor. Let's see. Yeah, I'll go. Would it be possible to leave and then come back to the Abbasia?
You would probably have to convince a guard.
Okay, well. Okay. I'm gonna go find Gatriar first.
Okay, perfect. As you are kind of start to leave the Abbasia, there's lots of kind of there are workers eagerly like kind of barricading these large, because of course the Abbasia doesn't really have doors. It has very large sweeping kind of archways that lead into the center of the building, and so the amount of like kind of work they have to do to barricade this is a little harder to do. And you're able to find kind of the person who seems the least amount finished with their barricade. There's a little kind of some gaps that are still available, and he's kind of busy hammering away, very kind of anxiously looking over the edge, like looking over like around back to the outside to see if there's any zombies creeping up the stairs. And he sees you approach and goes, "Oh, get back! I'm trying to barricade this door, and we don't want anyone. Sorry, no one's going in or out."
That's the door to Gatriar's place?
No, this is to get out of the Abbasia.
Oh, is Gatriar not in the Abbasia? Oh no, he's out of it. Oh,
He's out of the
okay.
Abbasia.
Okay. All right. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
sorry,
no
yeah.
problem.
I forgot to mention that before. Yes, he is out of the Abbasia.
No problem. I'm gonna cast jump on myself and jump over.
You missed the jump. Oh, I know you were just itching for that jump the whole entire time. And yeah, so you cast jump and you clear that freaking clear the barrier. You're like, no one comes in around. You're like, no worries, and you just jump over the wall. And he's like, and he continues to
As
work
I'm
on that.
jumping, I was like, I'll be I'll be right back. Don't worry about me. And then I land.
I love it. I feel like this must be how like NPCs in like Legend of Zelda games feel when they're like, oh my goodness, the world is ending, and like I have this one job I have to do to protect the people around me, and like the hero of the day is just like running around like doing whatever they want the entire time, and they're like, well, hopefully they're okay, because I have no clue. Yeah, so you leave Avicia. There are when you land on the steps on the other side of the barricades, you see just the amount of carnage that has actually been happening. There are undead, there are skeletons, creatures, oozes, just absolutely patrolling the entire city. A lot of the buildings are caved or on fire, or it just like the first time it almost like this most recent wave almost feels like the first wave was just a joke, or if it was just like child's play. The amount of like the zombies that had come through, it just almost felt like they were chasing the people around. This time it was vengeance involved. This is much more destruction than the first wave. But ultimately, are you trying to sneak through the streets, or are you trying to fight your way through the street? Like how do you want to be traversing these streets that might be dead ridden, trying to find Geisha?
I don't really want. I don't want to fight my way. So, and I thought Gaytrar was in. I thought he was in the Avicia, so.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want to be doing this.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go to get him. I'm gonna go to find Nicola first.
Yeah,
So
perfect. Yeah,
I'm gonna
so you
try
start
to
heading to Nicholas's way.
sneakily go through the alleys.
Perfect. Okay. So you're beginning to kind of make a mental map of all the alleyways and how they connect, and you almost feel like this must be how Gatriar feels, because like he knows all the alleyways and you're starting to like learn all the alleyways, and you're traversing around. I want you to do a stealth check to see how well you're sneaking.
Oh goodness. That's a 10.
A 10. You are able to dodge most of the zombies and the skeletons by either kind of hiding behind some rubble of buildings, or some kind of crates or carts that have been left in the streets or have been abandoned in the streets. Really nothing kind of bothers you, and when it does, if there is a zombie that kind of sees you or a skeleton that kind of approaches, you're able to use enough of your resources to stave them off, to get out of there, and you're ultimately unscathed the entire time. As you're walking around, you begin to pass an alleyway, but you hear some voices at the other end of the hall, the alleyway, and they sound distressed, and they're kind of like, "Well, what do we do? I can't believe this would happen to her. I don't even. Who could be responsible for this?"
All right, I'm gonna. You said down an alleyway.
Down
like
an
I hear
alleyway,
voices. I'm gonna peek over and see if I could find the source of the voices.
Okay. You peek your head around the corner, and you see two enforcers who are looking at. There seems to be like a corpse, something that has been kind of brutally mangled in front of them, and they're both kind of just like, they look like pale, they look kind of like shaking and everything, and they're they haven't noticed you peek your head around the corner, but that's the situation that you see.
So I can't really tell if the body is harassed real.
You can do an investigation check.
Okay, let me do that. I'm really not rolling well. That's a 7.
7. It's hard to tell just because the body is so mangled. Like it's like you've seen a zombie brutalize a corpse. You've even seen I'm trying to think of what the cannibal ones are. I'm trying to think of what the cannibal ones are. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the ghouls?
the ghouls that you saw in the Neuralist. You've seen how
Mhm.
those brutalize the body. This is almost like worse than that. Like it's like there almost seems to be no discernible features of this corpse.
Hmm. I'm gonna leave.
You're gonna leave? Okay. Yeah. And as you turn to leave, one of the enforcers turns around and notices you, and they go, "Oh, look who it is! Returning to the scene of the crime, huh?"
I, just passing through, just trying to find a friend of mine. Sorry about yours.
And when the enforcers turn around, you recognize them. They are the enforcers from the bar, and they turn around and they say, "Oh, you looks like you found your friend all right. What did you do to harass Rio?"
I feel quite, what's the? I keep forgetting words. I'm quite. What's the opposite of offended?
Offended. Please. That's the one word that Google gave me. Opposite of offended.
Is it really? That's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It does not matter.
Just so other antonyms of offended: justified, forgave, pardoned. I don't think this is. This is as in trespassed, as an insulted. Let's see. Approved, praised, applauded, hailed, commended, complimented. Oh, maybe complimented. Is that what you're looking for? Complimented?
No.
No. Honored, delighted, glorified.
Okay, maybe honored. Maybe honored's fine. Okay. That should not
So
have
sorry, we
taken.
couldn't find the word.
I'm honored you think I have that much power to do something like this to harass Real. But I could tell you it wasn't me.
And they kind of begin to kind of step a little forward, and one of them digs in their pocket and pulls out the golden marble. She goes, "Well, where's the rest of her stuff? Only thing that's left on her body was this."
Well, look, I did give that to her. That is certainly something I did. I didn't think it would do that to her.
And the other one goes, "Of course you didn't do it. Are you trying to play like? Are you trying to treat this as a fool? There's dragon claw marks all over this thing. It was your little dragon friend." And right there, we are going to stop the session.
What the heck?
We are going to stop the session just because we went over a little time. We've been playing for 2.5 hours. Like we almost got like a
Really?
full session in here. But yeah, I figured that would be a good place. I mean, there's no kind of cliffhangers or no weird things going on. It's a good place to end. And you could even make a long rest here if you wanted to.
Oh my. Yeah,
One second.
certainly. Let me
One
do
second.
that.
While you two enforcers are freaking out, I'm just gonna take a long rest. But yes, we will end the session today. You have a very valiant effort into the Ring of the Ram. I feel like you covered a lot of ground.
Oh, that was terrible. Sucked.
Poor Penny. Poor Penny. But yeah, that is today's session. If you are watching, or if you are listening to the audio only version, we really thank you for participating for this long. I mean, I'm having just a good time playing. Hopefully Megan feels very similar, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Tethered by the Table. It was a blast recording this session, and I hope you stick around for the next one. If you want to watch us live, you can find us on Twitch every Monday morning, or you can wait for the recording and audio-only episode to be uploaded the following Friday. Make sure to follow us on all applicable platforms, and we'll see you next time.